Hello my friend and welcome to today's lower body session here on the Persist program. Now this is week 2 of the program, but don't worry if you're joining me for the first time, you're still going to get an incredible workout. We're going to be building strength, muscle, mobility and flexibility, and I'm going to be coaching you throughout the whole of the session, giving you tips and tricks around your form and indeed simply how to get the most out of every exercise that we're going to encounter in every work window. You're going to see me use a couple of dumbbells here primarily, something light to moderate and something moderate to heavy. I'm using 12.5 and 20 kilo pair. As ever, simply do your best with what you have access to and we can make any adjustments we need to as we go. You're still, like I said, going to get a really powerful dose of stimulus today. You're also going to see me use these couple of yoga blocks. Now this is simply for a front foot elevated reverse lunge that we're going to be doing. You can simply trade that up with a regular reverse lunge that I'll make clear to you if you don't have access to any kind of step. Now you could be using books, blocks, a weight plate, or like me, yoga blocks, but don't worry, it's just a small adjustment for us there. That's it. We're gonna kick off with a nice 5 movement warm up and I'm gonna see you there and we're gonna take care of business. Alrighty, my friend, we're going to join me down on the floor if you would please for some hip rotations. Now I'm just going to be leaning back on my hands here. I've got my feet at about 90 degrees and I'm going to roll over to one side. Now from here, I'm going to be looking over this front knee. Lean back on your hands as much as you need to, and I'm going to pull my knees apart, always imagining that I'm keeping them as far away from each other as I can, so you feel that big stretch in the adductor region in the groin, and then roll on over. Turning the torso, feel that big stretch on the inside of the hip, and then rotate. If you're finding it easy, you can sit taller, or indeed not use any hands at all. But generally speaking, we just want to get some nice rotation movement stuff. Halfway there. Greasing up the hips ahead of today's work. I hope wherever you're joining me from in the world, it is treating you well. Here in London town, the skies are grey.
10 seconds.
The wind, is aggressive. But we're out here and we're making it happen. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna join me in your best squat position. So my feet are around shoulder width apart, bit of a toe point out. I'm just gonna sit myself on down. Oh yeah, don't worry if that feels challenging already. This is quite a confrontational position if you don't do it all that often. I'm gonna grab my shoes here, drive my knees out with my arms on the inside of my knees, then I'm gonna press my hips to the sky as much as I can. Don't worry if you can't fully straighten your legs, just do your best, but try to hold on to that toe so you can get a good anchor. Then pull yourself on down, look at the sky, and rinse, repeat. Just trying to work a little bit harder with each rep, create a slightly bigger range of motion.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Lovely. Now we're going to come into a hamstring sweep, just to open up a bit of length in the back of the body ahead of some of our hip hinge movements we're doing today. I'm going to take a kick stance here, so one of my legs is straight, the other, I'm pulling the toes towards me, like so, and I'm going to push my bum back, reach the hands down, sweep, and just alternate side to side. Sweep, you should feel a big stretch in the back of that front leg. Letting the rear one bend as you come down.
Halfway there. Seconds. Rest.
All right, now we're going to come into a Kang Squat. Now a Kang Squat, it's basically a hip hinge, like a deadlift movement, then down into a squat. I'm going to talk you through this nice and steady because it can be quite tough on the old coordination. So feet are in your squat stance. We're going to get our hands on the back of the head, make that a little tougher. Soft knees, push your bum, back, 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 back. Let the knees bend until you're facing the floor. Then sit the hips down and sit tall as you can in that bottom squat. Then come back to halfway and stand tall, squeeze bum. And again, drive the hips back. Sit down, nice and tall, drive the knees out. Come back to halfway, stand tall. All right, a lot of awareness required in the hips and indeed a reasonable range of motion.
10 seconds. Rest.
Last one, just looking to lengthen out the adductors a little more still. I'm going to go for this wide stance. I'm just going to go for an alternating Cossack. Cossack squat, tough movement here because of the range of movement required in the groin. But check out what I want you to do here. Just going to drive this knee out, reach forward, keeping this leg pressed straight as much as I can, and I'm just going to come back. We're not going to do the deep version to the bottom. Just going to try and find some length through that adductor there. Good. Can even use some hands if you need to, a bit of extra support.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Okay, we're going to be kicking things off. We've got 3 sets of 2 movements. This is going to be our biggest section of the workout, 60-second work windows as well. Now, I'm going to grab something on the light to moderate side.
Rest.
Bearing in mind that we have 3 sets, you can always take the first one super steady, even use body weight if you want, to really check into the movement, make sure you feel confident with your form. And then as long as we find 1 or 2 tough sets there, job well done. You don't have to work for the full 60 seconds. That allows you to get a really good hard dose of training if maybe you're using lighter loads. First movement, dumbbells up, split squat. So my feet are under my hips. Take a step back. Now this is a quad focus split squat. So as you notice, as I come down, there's a lot more knee bend here. All right, a lot more forward angle. Take a second to find that. Control the rear knee lightly to the floor, touch, drive up. You want that front foot to have the heel down the whole time. So make any adjustments you need to as you go. But generally, like I said, this is a closer stance. Split squat to hit the quads on the front of the leg a little bit more. Try and stay tall in the torso.
Halfway there.
And we'll get to it. Biasing a slow descent here, always a good idea.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Rest.
Very generous with the 30-second rest window. So even between legs there, you get a bit of a break, make any adjustments you need to, and so on. Like I said, this first round can be a bit of a tester. Cool. Do I have water? A little bit. All right, quick recap. Stay tall in the torso. Closer stance, but just if you find your heels coming up and you can't quite control it, come back a little bit.
Round 2.
Alrighty, let's get to business.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Awesome.
Rest.
Awesome. I'm gonna use the same weight for my first set of 1 1/4 Romanian deadlift. So Romanian deadlift, soft knees, armpits tight, dumbbells close to the legs. All about driving the hips back, let the knees bend a little bit. The dumbbells will probably arrive anywhere in the mid shin before it feels like your hamstrings are gonna snap. Reach into that end bit, come up 1/4, back down to the deep stretch, and then finish the rep. Let's check it out.
Round 3.
Okay, so big hip shift back, Find your best stretch without rounding in the back. Come up that little bit to the knee, back down to the deep stretch, drive tool. So we're just spending longer in that end range stretch, which is where the really potent stimulus comes in. That deep stretch position under load, now widely accepted as very important.
Halfway there.
For good muscle growth stimulus. I also love it because it can increase your active range of motion by really essentially stretching with weight. Very powerful. Like I said, I like that armpits tight to the body drill. It keeps your back nice and tight. Okay.
Rest.
Right, decisions. Coming into round 2 here. I'm actually going to keep the same weight for my split squat. Maybe on the last one I'll go heavier. I will go heavier for the RDL though. That's going to be probably your strongest exercise today. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Back to my split squat.
Round 4.
This one should feel so much better. I call it second set syndrome, whereby everything is just warmer, your brain's on, it knows what it's doing. This should feel so much better.
Halfway there. Seconds. Rest.
Okay, let's get a quick sip of the monoxide. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're waking up. We're waking up.
Round 5.
Alrighty. I can assure you this outfit wasn't planned, but now that I see it, rather fetching. The boy in the pink pajamas.
Halfway there.
Thank you, sir.
Seconds. Rest.
Oh man, it's a long set, that one. All right, into those 1 1/4 RDLs. Like I said, I'm just grabbing something a bit heavier here. Hamstrings and glutes, very strong. Should really water that plant. Okay. Hey.
Round 6.
Armpits on. Nice low, slow stretch. Up a little bit, back down to that deep stretch. Stand tall, awesome.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
Here we go.
Rest.
Oh. Oh yeah, we're hotting up. All right, last set. In case you haven't found it yet, make this the toughest one yet. So we get to move on after that. Ooh, baby. So whether you wanna, if you haven't been going to the full 60 seconds, can you push it on? Can you use something heavier? Let's get to it.
Round 7. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Nice. Very nice. Oh, next combination coming up I am looking forward to. Let's get through this one. All right, me friends.
Round 8. Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Oh, it burns. All right, last of the RDLs.
Last round.
Oh yeah.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Oh yes.
Rest.
And rest we shall. Big stuff. Okay, 3 movements on this next one, but just for 2 sets with 45-second work windows. Very nice. We're going to be needing that front foot elevation. Don't worry if you don't have it, the movement will be the same, just without the extra range of motion that the step creates.
Rest.
So we're going to be doing a pause reverse lunge with or without the deficit. I'm going to go left leg, then right leg. Then we'll do some goblet sumo squats, yuck, and some dumbbell pull-throughs with our plank for the core. I'm going to use light dumbbells to start with here. Oh yeah, okay. Standing on my step with the working leg.
Let's go.
We're going to step back into that lunge, hold, and then drive tool. Okay, so we're holding in that deep stretch position. Drive. Control the descent. Drive tool. In this instance, I encourage a longer step than we've been doing
Halfway there.
with that split squat. This time to get more stretch through the glutes.
Seconds. Rest.
Oh yeah, that's a glute pump. Whew. Don't worry if you're not sweating as much as me. That would be unusual. Surprisingly hot in this beautiful space. And I'm talking a lot as well. Okay, come on lads.
Round 2.
On the other leg now. Control the step, kissing the knee, big drive. Control the step, hold that knee at the floor, big drive.
Halfway there. Seconds.
No, yep.
Rest.
Next up, I'm just going to choose one of these dumbbells for the first set anyway, because this sumo position, wide stance, can be tough on the hips. So we're going to hold it in the goblet. Sit down to your best position, stand tall. Take it steady and slow in that deep stretch. Experiment with your foot position. Driving the knees out, sitting tall. There we go.
Halfway there.
If you notice your knees collapsing in like this, try taking a closer
10
stance.
seconds. Rest.
Great. I'm going to take the same dumbbell now for my core move. Now the main thing I'm focusing on here is posterior pelvic tuck. So the pelvis is tucked under and the bum is squeezed as much as I can throughout the whole set. Wide feet, not like a push-up. Keep your feet wide. That's going to help with your balance. And under control, I'm going to take the dumbbell from side to side. Okay.
Round 4.
Pop on up. Try not to let the rest of your body move, or at least minimize it whilst you're moving the dumbbell.
Halfway there. 10 seconds. Rest.
Oh, boy, surprisingly tough, that one. Okay, one more set through. So make any adjustments to your loading or positions that you'd like, and we're gonna take care of business. Oh yeah, coolio. Whoop.
Round 5.
All right, keep that composure, slow and smooth, hold the knee, drive.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Oh yeah.
Rest.
One of my absolute faves, that one. Ooh yeah. It ain't pretty, but it's productive. I can't compete with those wonderful outfits that I see all over YouTube. Everyone looking so glossy and put together when they train.
Round 6.
No ma'am. Whoa.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Yes, sir.
Rest.
What have we got? We've got the Goblet Sumo. Okay. You can stick or twist your loading here, depending on how that first one felt. You should be able to go heavy, ultimately. But if the range of movement feels a bit sticky, keep on the lighter side for today, that's fine. All right, let's set those feet.
Round 7. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Oh yeah, lovely. All right, last of these buggers. And then another minute off. Who'd have thought? So generous. Oh. All right. To the break of dawn, yo.
Last round. Halfway there. seconds. Rest.
Massive, potent stuff. Goodness me. Now we've got our last segment of work today. It's going to be our EMOM. So slightly different in that we are doing a number of repetitions at the top of each minute window, but that also has to include our rest. So we don't want our work to take more than 45 seconds, so we have time to transition to the next piece.
Rest.
So all body weight only. 2 sets, so 6-minute EMOM, 3 movements. Some nice hidden challenges here. The first one is this natural leg extension or Nordic quad extension. So definitely tough, depending on your current level of mobility through the lower leg. We're basically controlling ourselves down using just the strength in our quads. What I'm going to recommend, keep a slightly bent hip here and ease into it. And then from here, you extend the lower leg into the ground to bring yourself back up. Looks really simple, very tough. I'm just looking for around 6 reps here. You can use your hands if you need to, and if you need to make it harder, keep the hip open. Maybe use the hands there. Only go through what feels good for you and appropriately challenging.
Halfway there.
That was 6, I'm sticking with 6 tough reps. Next one, hamstring walkout. Those of you that have hung with me before, this is a good staple for some bent knee hamstring work, unlike our usual hip hinge stuff. So we're gonna be in this glute bridge position to start with. Hands on the floor, bridge the hips up, walk the heels away. Little steps as much as you can control. Keep the hip off the ground, walk them back.
Halfway there.
One more. Oh yeah, cool. Next up, seated pike compressions. Really tough on the abs. And we've got some hamstring flexibility stuff in there. So,
10 seconds.
the legs are squeezed with the toes pointed. The further back you lean, the easier it is. I want it to be quite tough to lift the legs off the ground, so check it out. I'm gonna compress, squeeze the abs together to lift the legs, control them down. If you can't do that, lean further back. Again, 6 reps. Squeeze everything. Try to control it. Hip flex is also working very hard for us here. That was my 6. I'm then just going to sink into a passive stretch for a few moments. Okay,
10 seconds.
into round 2, the last bit of our work here. Be smart, but work hard in these natural leg extensions. I'm gonna go bum to heels, little push off, that's fine. Controlling the stretch down.
Halfway there.
Oh, yes. 6 is good. Still rolling, still good. Nearly there, friends. This one's been a quiet challenge.
10
For sure. Hamstring walkouts. 6 reps.
Halfway there.
Oh yeah. Melting. I'm melting. And just like that, into the last move today,
10
guys.
seconds.
Our pike compression. Make sure you can squeeze your legs straight, toes pointed.
Last round.
Oh, tough. Bit of cramp coming in that hip there. Oh. Take your time. That was my 6.
Halfway there.
Into my stretch. Now we've got a little bit of flexibility to explore at the end. It's just a 2-minute window of some pancake stuff. But as of more or less right now, my friend, the hard graft has been taken care of. If you're hearing me say that,
10 seconds.
you're a legend. You've done the hard thing. Shown up, more than likely alone, following a guy you've never met on the internet. Pretty special. What a time to be alive. So like I said, let's come into your best pancake. So my legs are just in this wide straddle here. Don't worry, no judgment, whatever you can do, position-wise.
Let's go.
From here, big belly breath in, and I'm gonna reach forward, and I'm actively driving my heels into the ground. So you should feel a lot of hamstring work going there. Really reaching actively here, not for long. 3, 2, 1. Relax, take a breath in this new stretch position. Now I want you to try the opposite. I want you to imagine you're lifting your feet off the ground. Obviously they won't lift off the ground, but you're squeezing your quads and you're trying to pull your toes to the ceiling. Oh man, as you pull yourself deeper into the stretch. You can use your hands to crawl on the floor, whatever, as you're lifting your feet up. And relax in that new pose. Try not to lose the ground you've gained. Take some big nasal breaths. Let's try another active compression. So squeeze your abs together. Pull yourself deeper.
Halfway there.
Really reaching. Play with driving your heels down again. Pull yourself deeper. Oh yeah, so you should be at your greatest stretch so far in the window here. We're at 45 seconds left. I want you to now just try and spend time relaxing into that. Try not to contract any tissues. Oh, just getting comfortable in this probably quite uncomfortable stretch, but we're not tensing up. We're relaxing, we're breathing.
Ten seconds. Well done.
Oh, well done indeed, my friend. You have been wonderful. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you're going to join me for more sessions, and I hope you let me know how you got on. And indeed, if you haven't introduced yourself, please introduce yourself in the comments below. Thank you very much. See you next time.